give a short introduction to putting in a food forest or an herbal forest. It isn't just for food, it's for food and it's for medicine. So we could actually call it a medicinal food forest, actually. Wouldn't that be a nice term? And right here we have, this is some of the basic stuff you have in a food forest. You have to have an overstory and an understory. So we have big trees in here, hawthorns, black locust. We have a lot of shrubs in here for the shrub layer, blue elderberries, roses, autumn olive, aronia berries, Nanking cherries, carragana. There's just this particular collection here. So the idea is that instead of just having your garden be an annual sun garden, your garden becomes a perennial so that every year you don't have to plant so much. And it's really good carbon farming because you're tying up a lot of carbon in a food forest. So we're out to help the world. If everybody started planting food forests around the world, we would suck up all that extra carbon dioxide and put it into useful things like trees and shrubs and food and medicines, and life would be great. So food forests and medicinal food forests are really starting to take off in the world. They're actually, of course, an ancient practice. They've been practicing it in the Mayan landscapes and in Indonesia and the Pacific Islands and in southern India, and many parts of the world have long traditions of food forests. But of course they've been told that they're backward and primitive. But now modern people are taking it up, and we can grow probably better food forests than even the traditional people because we have more plants at our fingertips than they did. Now we have plants from around the world. Of course you want to use a lot of native plants. In fact, you could make it a total native medicinal food forest, or you can make it a Chinese medicinal food forest, a European, a Australian, or a New Zealand, or whatever. You could have themes. But most of us actually mix it up. You know, we're using things from Europe, things from China, things from the US, things from our own backyard. Some of these plants here are native, for instance. The two hawthorns and the blue elderberry are both native in the local area. So the trick in a good food forest is diversity, high biodiversity, many levels of canopy. And when you create these systems, these food forests, birds, insects, microorganisms, fungi, arthropods, mammals will beat a path to your door. Because if you create a habitat, if you create a niche, they will come. And you will create a refuge for all this other type of mobile life when you create this food forest. So a food forest can be small in a backyard in a city. It could be large, like Mark Shepard's 160 acres Badger Set Farm in Wisconsin, famous food forest, probably one of the biggest in North America. But start small, and of course you can add on to it over time. And the nice thing about it is that there's no right way to do it. Everyone's different. Every single food forest will be different. The species mix will depend on the climate, the soil, what the owner likes to eat, or what they want to plant, or how much beauty they want, you know, how much color. You could create a pink flowering medicinal food forest, or the silver medicinal food forest, etc. You know, the themes are endless. And the goal is high productivity from the first year all the way through for a 50-year time span. And you can design that in, and you gradually learn, of course. But I've been doing this sort of thing for 20 years now, 20-some years. And so I'm really starting to get the hang of it. And everyone's fun, everyone's different. And I encourage people just to go out and start doing it.